Hey, I hope you're having a great day so far. And if you know me and you know Prism, you know that we work with a lot of small businesses, including dental practices. And something that's super important for every small business, including our dental practice clients, is reviews, getting more 5-star reviews on the platforms like Google and Yelp. We've been talking to our customers, and a lot of them have been trying to use for the past few years these kind of product automated like texting sequence follow-ups. Basically go into the dental practices database and see like all their patients, and then when they have an appointment, they'll send them a follow-up of text after their appointment is complete, like with the review link, if they haven't left the review yet. A lot of those products that are out there on the market right now are not very good, is what we've been hearing from our customers, and our customers don't like them. Our customers have been canceling those memberships. Even though do like the app, the websites, and the design, like we're all about like AI driven software development and how do we build really great new software products. And the software development lifecycle has been changing a lot. I mean, we're like, how can we use all this new power and AI to help small businesses? And this is one of the prime examples, I think. First thing that we want to do is go over to GPT and just like kind of workshop this a little bit. So this is the native Mac version of GPT. And I'll tell it, I want to create. Okay, so I just told O3, hey, like I want to create an app that follows up with dental practice patients after their appointment to get them to leave a Google review. Help me create a PRD for the MVP of this app. And now it's spitting it out here. So we're going to kind of review what it says, and, we're going to kind of work with it back and forth on this. It's probably, like a lot of times it's not going to be super perfect, but this is really good. This is really good. I actually, I want it to be more simple, honestly, because I want us to get like a working kind of thing and then kind of build on it from there. I think that it's just best to like kind of start small and kind of like validate small ideas. In validation, I mean, yes, of course, it means like customers and like people using it and really loving it, like, and making sure that you're building something that people really love and use and that's actually helpful. But before that, even, it's just like technical validation, right? And I think this is going to be something that is going to be interesting. Just we're going to be fully, I mean, pretty much fully vibe coding this thing out for the clients. So I'm going to tell it to list some ideas of some ways that we could potentially make it more simple, and we'll see if there's anything we can do on that side. Eh. I think all this stuff is not really super worth it. Like all the stuff that it's suggesting to take out is, I think, stuff that we still kind of want, and it's not really that heavy of a lift. Like, for example, the stuff of like using a Google Sheets over Superbase or Postgres. It's just like these models are already really good at using Superbase, and so I mean, even for context, like I'm thinking that right now we're kind of like ideating and just messing with the product idea, right? But after that, then we're gonna go into Vercel VO and like build out the initial kind of build of it, of the UI and everything, and then in like kind of the scaffolding of it, and then we'll go into Cursor and then like really actually hammer it out from there. But that's like the general game plan, like ramp right now. But I'm just like, we're still in the product kind of idea basically, and I don't know. I'm just gonna say let's stick with the original plan. Okay, this looks pretty good. So we're gonna keep this PRD. I'm just gonna actually make like a new. I'm gonna save this in a note, just because I want to basically put it in as the PRD for context for our in Cursor later, but that's like a much later step. For now, I'm gonna tell it to please write a prompt. I'm gonna tell it to write its own prompt for Vercel, and then Vercel is gonna rip its own little kind of optimization on that as well. So Vercel, new chat, exciting. What can we help you build? Super cool, right? They just updated this kind of UI, like the landing page UI for VO too. I mean, we're just gonna copy this all. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I think this is the best. Just we'll just copy this part in, and then I'm gonna put it on strong mode. I'm gonna give it a new project. Let's say there's a limiter on. You have to use at most 1,000 characters to be able to optimize your prompt in VO. So I'm going to tell O3 to give us something that's a little more optimized here and that fits into that constraint. And this is because this is just crazy. Like I could just rip it, but it would, I don't know. I just don't think it would do really well. Okay, cool. Now this is going to enhance the prompt, and we're using VO 1.5 large. And all right, now we're going to go for it. It's going to start generating. And then after this, we're going to, once we get into like a decent place, we're going to set up a GitHub repo, connect it to the repo, and then, pull our repo down from GitHub and just open it in Cursor, and then just, that'll be it. And we'll keep on like hammering and building on this thing. But yeah, it's just cool. I think that we could definitely build something that's, I just want it to be like super beautiful and easy to use. That was actually the main pain point and complaint that we were getting, was just that the people at the front desk that are using the current software for this stuff, they just don't like the dashboard. Like they said, it was just hard to use, and they were paying a lot for it, and they just didn't feel like it was worth it. And yeah, it's the type of thing where reviews are tricky, just because like people just don't want to really do it. I feel like they don't want to ask for the review, but it's like so important, you know. Okay, so it wants us to configure Superbase, I believe now, and Twilio and SendGrid, but yeah, I can't do that part. Okay, so we'll go through this step and start creating or installing Superbase. I already have an account, so I can't show you guys that, unfortunately, I think, but so we're just gonna go with the free plan. Primary region, SFO. Cool. Database name, views. Okay, our database is created. So this just goes to show you like how integrated smoothly some of these systems are with each other. Like Superbase is really setting themselves up like awesome. So now you have to add the API key. It's not really that. I wanted to build out the full UI mostly, because that's the main thing that this is good at. I'm going to tell it to just build out the UI elements, and then we can fire it up in GitHub. Okay, it just finished building out that part, and now I'm just going to deploy, or I'm trying to publish it, and I'm going to try to like basically get to the point where it's like at the finish line in terms of like just the really first initial basic setup. Okay, there were just some missing files, but it should be good now. We're gonna try to deploy again. It says it's wrong again. It might have like just done too much, you know, initially to set it all up. And yeah, it's giving me another warning again. So I'm gonna try to connect to a branch here. Yes. Okay, we're gonna call this reviews dash prism. I might not be able to recreate the repo until I deploy this or something, or maybe till this is done editing, or maybe till it's actually fully published, deployed, published. We'll see. Okay, now it's gonna let me create my repo. So it just had to finish VO, had to finish working, and then it would let me create my repo. Okay, I'm gonna set this as the active branch. Okay, so now we're all pretty much connected up to GitHub. I'm gonna try to deploy this to production again. Hopefully we don't get any more build errors when we do that. Looks like it's gonna have a issue, perhaps. But I think it's looping in something, like there's something big or wrong that if we get it to the point where we can just get it into cursor, then we could really rip on it, but I don't think that worked. It's weird because I didn't get a build error thing or whatever, but you know, now let's go ahead and let's just go into cursor and let's create a new project in cursor and kind of go from there. So we open up our GitHub. We should be able to see this project here now. It's called Reviews Prism. And here it is. And if we go here to the code drop down and we go to HTTPS, we can copy this and clone it using this web URL. So we're going to copy that to our clipboard, and then we're going to open cursor. This is another project. Oops. Open up a new chat. We want to do a new window. I'm going to close this other guy. And here we're going to clone our repo here. It says provide repository URL. So we're going to paste in our repository. And we're going to say clone from URL, and then it's going to ask us where we want to put this. And I've been putting together this folder called cursor projects, and I'm going to put it in the cursor projects folder. So then we're going to open up our repository, and then boom, let's blow this all up. So now we have it here in cursor. And then we can really lock in. So I want to do add that. Remember that note that we were looking at earlier? This guy. I'm gonna put it in. Oops. I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna make a new file here, and I'm gonna say PRD. PRD is gonna have all our PRD. So here it is. And then I'm gonna give our PRD to the big. Right now the baddest model on the block is 03 Pro. I'm gonna say analyze the PRD for our MVP for our app, then analyze the code. How far along are we? Probably not very far along, right? But hopefully it's going to give us some insight into a bird's eye view of like kind of what we have so far and what we're missing. I mean, I think there's a lot of stuff missing. But for full transparency to you guys, like I haven't built an app before where that does this kind of thing where it's like a texting follow-up sequence, like an automatic one. Like, you know, I was thinking about this earlier, and the way I think about it is, you know, going back to that idea of like how do we make it start with the most simple basic thing. Like I think the most simple basic thing is, can we just like type in, you know, somebody's phone number and then text them with the system with like a set message? Can we do that? Okay, then once we do that, like can we do it like automatically at a set schedule? Okay, once we do that, can we do it with like multiple users? Okay, once we can do all of those things, then can we import like a CSV or like an external data source of all those users? Okay, once we do that, then like can we connect to the patient management system or the customer management system that the existing business has, and pipe that data in so that we know exactly when somebody, like a recurring customer, for like a restaurant or something like that, or for a dental practice, like a patient, like when they just left their appointment, and what their phone number is, and then hit them up on the phone number, right? Like those are some of like the ways that the building blocks, like these layers, the onion, you can kind of start to peel back. But it's going to take, I mean, like I said, I mean, just trying to get to the most basic thing, right? Basically is like getting these things wired up, and we're going to have to definitely use some of these external APIs, like it had mentioned down below. I mean, it already started setting up Superbase, as it does the database. And like, that's something that I think that's in the MVP that like the customers want to use, is having like Superbase set up and everything. But I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, like Superbase, backend, Node.js Express. There's another Twilio, SMS, and SendGrid. So this is still looking at, or is still like doing some research and stuff. We can look into like what it's looking at here too. Twilio webhook. It's thinking about the same thing I was like, what's Twilio? Like Twilio. But like, how are we potentially going to look at using this? I think that this is super powerful too. Like I'm really excited about this because one of the things I've been thinking a lot about is like how can we create better, like way more engaging like loyalty systems that small businesses can use and like just kind of plug into, like for a dentist that they could plug into, and basically not only does it like automatically just send a patient a little text like after their appointment that just says, hey, would you mind leaving us a review, but actually that it rewards them for leaving a review, and it allows them to leave reviews on multiple platforms, which does help the business rank better, and like all of these different things. And then like maybe if they do that, they all four of those things to get like a gift card, or they get like put into a raffle, they get something cool, like like different things like that. Like you can start to imagine how this product could really develop over time and into something really cool. But the core of it is really just this, like the most basic thing, like, hey, can we get this basic thing set up that's hooking into these webhooks like with Twilio? So that'll be it. We'll see. Whoa, okay. It came back. It thought for a long time, guys. Um, you could see us starting to take the initial steps, and basically in this video we kind of just like set up and introduced our project and set, but these are the main systems we're going to use. I mean, one more thing actually that I'll hook in here really quickly is Codex. So let's go to OpenAI Codex, and we're going to connect that to our repository, and then once we do that, let's see, I'm just going to show you guys kind of what this looks like. So we're going to go to manage environments, create environment. This is the correct one. We're going to pull in our reviews. We're going to allow agent internet access, just so it's a little bit smarter. And then we're going to create our environment. Okay, the environment's created. So let's see if we use this. So here now you can see that we're connected in, and we can now use Codex. We're all set up, and on top of this, we have Claude Code down here, like the best. Like we can use Claude Code here, so we have like full firepower, guys. We're gonna like fully set this thing up, and then we also have the other day I was hyped on this, setting up MCP. And the reason this is offline, I think, is because my Docker isn't turned on. But yeah, but yeah, guys, I'm just really excited. This is basically the initial setup and like how we're starting to do it. And yeah, leave a comment if you have any questions, or if you have any ideas, and if you need a site or anything like that, site or an app or design for your business, hit us up, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.